My clicky finger's not working. There you go. It's how I start a video. How you doing, guys? This is Hybridsteel, and today is a sad day. Well, actually, on the 13th of September, will be a sad day. On the 13th of September 2025, I will stop streaming on Twitch. Almost had you there, didn't I? I know, the internet can't quite get rid of me just yet. This stain across the world will be happy. Anyways, so basically I am going to be ceasing all Twitch streams as of the 13th of September. The reason why is because, number one, it's my birthday. Finally, another year around the sun, and it will be coming on Saturday. And basically, I decided that there's just no point. I was gonna be quitting Twitch at the end of 2025. The reason why I've brought it forward a couple of months is it comes down to some sort of personal reason, but at the same time, another reason within the orbiting world of being online. So number one, as you know, I've been streaming on Twitch since I kind of started on YouTube. It all started over on Twitch as a streamer, and then I came to YouTube to do like videos and bits and pieces. And within that time, I got monetized on Twitch, but then we were told we couldn't multitask anymore, so I stopped doing it. I was like, done, don't really care. So I stayed on YouTube and kept myself to myself, and all went well. Was it last year? Dan Clancy at TwitchCon held up his microphone and said, everyone can now multi-stream. Fantastic. The world is now open again. We can multi-stream to different platforms and it's all good. So I went back to Twitch, all happy and Larry, even though there were certain dramas going on with Dr. Disrespect and whatever's going on over there. But I kind of just sat there and stayed in my lane and didn't really care too much. I have my own opinions on certain things, but I kind of just sat there and went, streaming, not caring, don't care, just keep going. And over the last sort of like 6 to 12 months, I've been paying attention to drama. Specifically, drama concerning one person on Twitch above everybody else. Most people are part-time on Twitch because we can't afford to live on Twitch, so most people have a job. One of these people, who is one of the 1%ers of Twitch world, is Hassan. Yeah, that divwit with the glass. Not me with the glasses, the one with the funny curly hair, who is a very prominent leftist icon on Twitch, and people flock to him because, I don't know, maybe they're expecting some sort of like sanitizer or hand wash or something. I'm not quite sure what they expect of him, but it's basically, he's not in the rest of the world. If everybody looked at him and went, who's he? That's kind of what we all expect. It's like, I'm not sure who this guy is. He talks a load of old shit on Twitch sometimes, and he gets paid to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I started paying attention to what he says through the eyes of other YouTubers and Twitch streamers. And the reason why is because I'm not willing to sit there and listen to Hassan rattle on about whatever's crawled up his arse and died this year. Or day. It seems to be on a daily occurrence. He gets annoyed at something. Anyway, so one of the main reasons why I'm kind of quitting Twitch comes down to a more, I don't like this person, not sure how he's survived, so kind of had to look into why this is happening. Now, Hassan has got a lot of drama surrounding him. To be fair, if you listen to anything that Asmongold says, or More Pegasus, or Tectone, or Legal Mindset, or Ethan Klein, or, well, I mean, the list gets longer. Basically, they all take apart what Hassan says and puts it up as video snippets and shows you what he says. Now, it's up to you if you go and listen to him. I'm not your mother. You can go and do what you like. You know, just hear me out a second. But the one thing I'm not a big fan of is this guy seems to have like a freedom to be able to say anything he wants and gets away with it. And then the people around him that kind of orbit his friend circle, they all do the same. And they all get away with it to a point, obviously, apart from Ethan Klein suing these people. But it's kind of weird that a certain group of people on Twitch are almost immune, whereas everyone else is kind of walking on eggshells. I mean, obviously, people who don't get involved in this drama don't really have to worry. I'm one of those people who just goes, I'll stay over here. I'm okay in my little corner. You go and play over there somewhere. It's fine. But the problem with that is that ground between me staying in my little corner and these people have kind of encroached into my reality of being on Twitch. And the reason why is because you get people like Asmongold or Pegasus or Tectone who can say a very, very small or minute thing that's happened, or a name or a slur, and they'll get banned off of the platform for X amount of time. And Hassan can sit there and literally talk to what they think is a Houthi terrorist and get away with it, or call for the death of somebody. I mean, if you don't believe me, here's Asmongold talking about this. Right here.
I don't know. Maybe that's why.
The double standard.
He's a victim. Yes, he's made multiple threats on senators' lives. He's made multiple calls to violence. He promotes terrorism on his platform. Oh, what's your favorite flag? Oh, well, it's the terrorist flag.
Someone can say they want.
Hassan calls for the murder of Hila Klein. Yeah, okay.
Just for context, Hila is the wife of Ethan Klein from H3H3. At the age of 18, she was conscripted in the IDF as a secretary. Since then, she has completely disavowed what Israel's government is doing right now.
That's crazy. Yes.
100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay, it doesn't get more black and white than this. Every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids.
He's using coded language to avoid directly saying it? No, he's not. Where's the code?
Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence,
man, that's crazy,
is literally legal, definitionally legal. It's just the truth.
If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're gonna go to jail. Why is he telling people this?
See, and that's just a very small snippet. He has actively done these things live on stream in front of an audience. And like Asmongold's editor always says, there's always a clip. There's always something that incriminates this man of saying something very irrational or very antisocial against a specific group of people or a specific person, and then all of a sudden ends up with no consequence. And that's kind of bad. And you kind of figured if this guy had basically threatened somebody's life or spoke to somebody in a very, I don't know, in a very precarious situation, like one of the guy that was doing the heart thing, turns out was something to do with the Houthis apparently, but you know, I mean, that's not exactly the good thing, but he's promoting that on his stream. So an investigation at least should have gone into that, like, who is this person? What does he do? Why is he carrying a gun in his photos? It's that sort of thing that really should have been asked, but nothing was ever done. But then we have this.
I want to remind you guys of a little story. Yes, once again, Twitch has f***ed up. I want to remind you guys that I once got banned for telling a chatter to kill themselves. I think that's completely valid. I got banned for 24 hours. I think it's completely valid. I crashed out. I take accountability. I 1,000,000% should have been banned. There was another fat streamer who said that all American soldiers deserve PTSD. And I say, shut up, fat fuck. I get banned for 2 weeks.
Now, yes, okay, the 4-letter F word, which Tectone does mention in this video quite a lot, he got banned for 2 weeks for calling a fat person a fat effer. Now, not being horrible, I'm a bit of a porky lad myself, and my message to Frogan is, put down the fork. Because if we both put down the fork, we might lose some of this extra chub. Just saying. If you're going to get called a fat fuck, it's because you are a fat fuck. It's that simple. Happens to me because I'm a fat person, right? But I go to a gym. I am trying to lose weight. I'm just, you know, it's kind of working. Let's put it that way. But at the same time, if you're going to get called this and get banned from Twitch, a platform that basically tries to promote freedom and expression and this, that, and the other. Tectone, yes, used his voice in a slightly angry mode when talking about this person, but this person did say that every person in the United States Army and Marine Service should all suffer from PTSD because she doesn't like them. Because I don't really understand why she doesn't like them, unless she's got a problem with the American military, maybe? Just saying. But she said these things, which wasn't very nice of her. Someone calls her a name, then the bald person on the screen, not me, the other bald person on the screen, gets banned for 2 weeks. Which is a little bit harsh. But she's okay to stay on the platform because she's one of Hassan's little orbiters who basically sits there and goes, well, I can say what I like, so that's okay, right? But Tectone here gets banned. He also got banned again for calling Denims a whore because she has an OnlyFans page and he used that against her. That's kind of, you know, names on a playground sort of thing. It's not something that's like, you know, you'd probably get like a disciplinary or something if you did that in your job, which is kind of what he did. But I don't think you'd get like sent home for 2 weeks without pay. And that's what happened to Tectone. Technically, he got banned for 2 weeks. No money comes in from the platform, obviously apart from wherever else he's streaming, because he is allowed to do that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes down to this, he got banned for 2 weeks for calling someone a whore, and then he got banned for 2 weeks for calling someone fat. Well, okay. Well, I'm a fat person. Frogan's a fat person, so she's fat. And Denims, you've got an OnlyFans. You sell your body for sex on OnlyFans, so you're a whore. It doesn't really matter if I say that because this video is not going to be on Twitch. So apparently that's okay. Now, the other thing that I have a problem with is all of this stuff. It all comes down to a two kind of tiered justice system on Twitch itself. And there's two more examples. There's this one from Asmongold. He talks about the two-tiered justification that's actually on Twitch. If you're on the one side of political correctness, you're fine. If you're not, then you're going to have problems. I'll let you listen to this now.
As far as I know, he's fine. And Tectone, like, in my opinion, like, you know, it's just like you could easily assume that Twitch would have banned him for that. I think that Tectone has a pretty good point whenever he's talking about, like, the fact that why is it that Twitch is going to ban him for saying the F word, but not for people calling him a rapist? I mean, I don't really see the logic there, especially when calling somebody a rapist is something that would get you a court charge, and saying the F word isn't. So, like, it very clearly, like, there's a double standard. And I think
now, I get it. Some people don't like Asmongold. I probably agree with around 60% of what he says. But at the end of the day, he's literally just giving a justification to different behaviors when it comes to a certain group of people versus a certain group of people. Let me just go big and welcome back. Ah, no, help. Anyways, so this is all part of one of the main reasons why I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch anymore. I'm not a big fan of the double standard. I'm not a big fan of the political ideologies that get put into the background. And I'm really not a big fan of how certain people get treated versus another group of people who get treated differently. Now, if you do want to go and check out what all the, you know, anything else that gets said about Hassan or Asmon or Tectone, or the dramas that happen on Twitch, I'm going to leave a link in the description box to a guy called More Pegasus. More Pegasus is I gotta be honest, he's a hilarious dude, makes like drama videos and slop videos. And I watch him just to see what the world's happening that day. It's his opinion, yes, but I kind of just sit and just go, okay, so I'll look into this person a bit more. What I kind of do is I watch certain videos and then I look into it myself to see the situation and make my own conclusion from it, which is what I tell everybody else to do as well. Watch something, and if you watch it, do your own research on whatever topic you're looking at, and then make your own mind up. So you're either going to have, oh, I support this, or I don't support this, or I like this and I don't like this. So you get your own opinion about certain things. Now, the last point of why I'm not really liking the fact that Twitch has taken what I'm going to call a leftist point of view on its platform is what happened over the last couple of days. Now, we all know a certain turning point spokesperson who debated anybody and everybody. Even if you didn't like him, he would still talk to you and you would have a conversation, which is what I kind of feel that needs to start happening in this world, because I feel that the division between left and right is becoming more and more extreme, and there is no more people really sitting in the middle. You kind of have to pull yourself one side or the other, because if you're seen in the middle, it's like being in one of those like wall of deaths at a death metal concert. You stand in the middle, you're going, yeah, and then all of a sudden you get smashed from both sides and you turn into a bit of a puddle of goop in the middle while somebody's trampling over you going, and you're just there with like boot prints all over your face going, and that's what it's going to feel like. Even if you didn't like him, Charlie Kirk was able to bring people in to speak about anything. And the reason why he went to universities and colleges was to open discourse. Even if you hated him, you could still get up to the mic and ask him a question or talk. That's what he was promoting. You might not agree with anything he ever said because you have your own opinions, and that's completely fine. But when a person ends the way he did, which was pretty violent and pretty bloody horrible, and my thoughts go out to his family, and it's a hard thing to talk about, right? Because of just, I watched it live, and it was something I really wasn't expecting. But all in total, Twitch's point of view on this, and I have this from good authority from another YouTuber, is that this person I spoke to has ex-military personnel as friends, and they also stream on Twitch. They spoke about the incident involving Charlie that happened, and all of a sudden their accounts were being banned from Twitch because of the view that they portrayed on this platform. Now, that is what I was told. I haven't got any proof to this because I didn't really want to go into details about the people's accounts or who they were and so on and so forth. And I'm on that line of like, I don't really want to go into people's private lives, or I don't really want to see what they was, what was being said or done that caused this trigger between this person and Twitch. But if all of what I've been told is true, this goes to show that Twitch is mainly being run by what I would call a leftist ideology. And that's not good for any platform. If every platform has to be run equally, 50-50, left and right, people in the middle are supposed to have a line down the middle and view both sides of the argument or situation and come to a conclusion. Not sit on one side of the spectrum of political correctness and judge the other side and say that you can't do something because your opinion is different to mine. When you come into my chats and you talk about whatever's going on in your day, that's your business. If you're sharing that with me, thank you very much for including me in your day. It's most respected. And I try to talk to people as people. I don't care where you come from in the world. I don't care what religion you follow. Just don't blow me up. I'm here to talk to anybody and everyone, and if we can get on, then that's okay by me. If your opinion is different to mine and you hate my guts, that might just be a thing, and we can live with that. You don't like me, I don't know you. That's okay. But when you've got a group of people controlling one narrative on a platform that favors certain people but then hates others, it kind of gets to a point where you start seeing a division. It's another reason why I'm not enjoying the Twitch experience. Now, yes, okay, I'm a small streamer on Twitch and I barely get any views and it's not really a massive problem, but my reasons for streaming are my own. My reasons for not streaming on certain platforms are definitely now my own. And if that's the way that it's going to be, even if I only get like 4 views a stream, which I'm okay with, I don't mind. I'm not a charismatic, over the top, hill like rattly off 20-year-old kid who's going to scream in your face because he got a triple kill, no scope, 360 boom on Fortnite. That doesn't really apply to me. That doesn't go with the way I do things. That's how I used to be when I was younger and I was a twat. But now I'm a little bit older and I'm still a twat, but I'm not that much of a hyperactive, like, weirdo. I'm still a weirdo. But getting back to the whole thing, it's up to me where I stream. And if your platform is taking a one-sided section of an argument and you're not willing to listen to the other side, then I'm not willing to be part of that life in that area. I said this a couple of months ago that I would carry on streaming and I would enjoy myself and I would be fine, but I was thinking of stopping Twitch at the end of 2025, mainly just because it doesn't really do a lot for me and I don't really do a lot for Twitch. But this is all kind of a line in the sand. Now, I would say the big part of me not streaming does come down to Twitch's numbers, the way it monetizes the platform, and sponsorships, and I'll get into that right now. So Twitch responds after viewership dips following Viewbot crackdown. Okay, so the article goes, Twitch viewership is trending downwards across the board at all time and in the time and since they began cracking down severely on Viewbots, with an up to 24% reduction week over week. Twitch has since responded, claiming viewership on the live streaming platform has been in decline in general, even if there was some high points via Ilaba La Vela, whatever this bit is. This is an event. I can't even pronounce it. I'm an ignorant English person. It's fine. That drew people to the platform in droves, but that seeing such a massive and sustained decrease in viewership is not normal. While one dip in viewership can easily be written off, a general and noticeable drop after Twitch's policy changes likely means one thing: their crackdown on Viewbots is working. However, with them exposing how many viewers on the platform weren't real people, a lot of the biggest Twitch streamers have taken a bit of a hit to their viewership. Certain streamers have taken like 7,500 people off their viewers. I think Tectone was hit by a couple of hundred because like people Viewbot his streams, and this does come down to like certain things happening. But this is the problem with Twitch overall, is if the streamers are relying on Viewbots to get their streams seen, they're not real people. The advertisers then have a problem. Advertisers come onto Twitch to advertise their wares, you know, new keyboard, speakers, phones, whatever. If they're advertising all that money into Twitch and they're not getting any sales because no bots are buying stuff, then that's where a problem lies. Twitch has lost 24% of its audience since doing this whole like Viewbotting cancellation thing. And it's like, what the hell's going on? It basically means Twitch is relying on a number that doesn't actually exist. The reason why it doesn't exist is because some guy in a hut somewhere around the world is getting paid to turn on 5 million mobile phones. Exaggeration. But he's sitting there going, join, watch. And he's turning all the volume down, obviously. Watch. And he's basically, all these counts are now watching this streamer and not talking. You can normally tell if you go onto Twitch and you see somebody who you don't recognize have like 10,000 viewers and nobody in chat is talking, that's a Viewbot. And that person has spent X amount of money on Viewbotting. I'm just going to pull up how much it costs to Viewbot. So this is a website called viewbots.com. We're going to go to pricing, and we're on Twitch here. I can do Viewbots on Kick as well. Yay me. Fantastic. And if I want to get to the road to affiliate, I can buy for $20. I can have 50 live viewers, realistic chatters, custom chatters, 200 permanent followers, a package duration of 7 days, free support for 24/7, completely undetectable. Yes. And no usage limits. For $75, I can get 250 live viewers, realistic chatters, custom chatters, 800 permanent followers, package duration 7 days, free support, completely undetected, no usage, or the trial package for just $12. So to put this into perspective, you spend a couple of $100 doing stuff in here. You can do it over 30 days or 7 days, and you can get this many people come to your live streams every single day until you make it. Now, there have been streamers who literally faked it until they got X amount of audience and then slowly decreased the bots until they ended up getting a real audience, which is one way around it all. But this doesn't stop the problem. The problem is 24% of the people who are watching streams are not real. So advertisers weren't paying any, they weren't getting the return. So if you spent like 100 grand on an advertising campaign, you'd expect, like, I don't know, let's say 5-fold back. You want $500,000 back after spending 100 grand. So you get that payoff. When you've got an audience of bots who do not buy your stuff, you're going to be questioning what the hell is going on that platform. And this is another reason why I don't want to stream on Twitch anymore. The last point, and this is the most important part, is Twitch and money to the streamer. Now, this does affect me this much because I'm only a tiny streamer in the really large pond of internet connections. But my tiny little thing here is only worth X amount of money. And I'm quite happy with it because I stream mainly as a hobby. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm here to talk to people, enjoy gaming, and just kind of dither about in my own little world. But when it comes down to you, the viewer, to put this into perspective, I've just cancelled Patreon completely. I turned it off. I'm not having it anymore. There is no point because you guys, the people that still followed over there, were still paying into a Patreon account that I wasn't using. So I shut it down. Now, Twitch is pretty much the same. The only way that you can really get paid on Twitch is to have a large audience to watch everything that ever goes on your streams. That includes all the adverts, and the advert breaks are flipping ridiculous. And then the Twitch contracts have kind of disappeared. Even after you've been affiliated and you want to get into the creative program, so you have to get that more, you're only going to get a 50-50 contract. So let's say that the tier 1 subscription is what, £6.50. I think it is. I can't remember what it is. But whatever the tier 1 is, you have to half that as a creator. So let's say it's $6.50, you only get $3.25 as your share of the 50-50 split of a tier 1 subscription. Now, yes, I know that YouTube does take a 30% split of everything that everyone earns on YouTube, and that's completely fine. We upload our stuff for free. YouTube hosts it and spends a shed ton of money hosting hundreds and hundreds of videos every couple of minutes. But YouTube pays 70-30. And you have to earn that money by getting views to make better videos. With live streaming on Twitch, they take 50-50 out of the memberships. It doesn't matter what you earn through your adverts and stuff. They're taking your membership money. So that's $6.50 that someone's like, oh, I'm going to sponsor this guy. We're only getting half of that. The other half goes to Twitch. And most of the time, that's the freebie stuff that Amazon give you because you're an Amazon Prime member and you get your free subscription and give it to a streamer. Streamer gets paid half that, which is good. But the other half goes straight back into Twitch's account, which is owned by Amazon. Which is ultimately frustrating because Twitch's subscription service is way too much money when you consider how much a membership on YouTube is. Which is why, again, I'm shutting Twitch down because it's too expensive for you. Now, if you want to support me as a streamer, a YouTuber, or, I don't know, you might like my glasses. I don't know at this point. But if you're a fan of anything I do on my channel or in my streams, you can come and support me by pushing the like button, which is completely free. You can hit the subscribe button, which is completely free. And if you hit the little bell notification and the all symbol, you've got a better chance of seeing my videos or my streams whenever they happen. I don't normally ask people to become members. That comes down to a choice for you. And the reason why is because if you feel like you want to become a member and you want to help a channel, I set it as low as I possibly could. Because YouTube always says, hey, you should promote members, you should promote members, you should do this, you should do that. And I feel that if you're a member, then you're helping that streamer or YouTuber grow. You know, the money that I receive from YouTube normally ends up going back into like buying games or buying stuff for the stream, like a new microphone, monitors that might break, my computer that might need restoring at some point, or new parts. I don't really keep a lot of my money. It ends up going on all the stuff I spend it on, which is mainly gaming and this crap. It's a hobby. It's collecting stuff and then getting rid of it at some point, and then collecting more and then getting rid of it at some point. We've done a couple of charity streams over the past where I raised money for a local preschool because they were asking for money donations for this, that, and the other. And you guys were nice enough to help me build my first major computer on this channel. And with all that, I have so much respect for you guys. It's just overwhelming that there is support out there, and I want to say thank you. So I tried to make everything as cheap as possible, even down to the point where I never really ask you to become members. Just subscribe, join, and well, you don't have to join. Subscribe, like, and just be happy. That's kind of where I see this. I don't want to make a community on a platform that basically just tries to take as much money out of people and not give back to the streamer or the community. YouTube, yes, may be a multi-billion dollar corporation, but it doesn't take a massive amount of cut from a streamer. It takes what it sees as fair for hosting their videos for basically free. And I kind of understand that. 30% of $30. Let's say I earn $100 a month. $30 that goes to YouTube. They're hosting my videos and my streams for free, which is an extortionate cost. So I'm not for $30, I'm all right with that. I'm okay. But Twitch, they take half for not a lot. Now, I do want to grow my Kick stream, or my Kick at least. And the reason why I want to stream over on Kick over Twitch is because of their cut. If I'm going to be brutally honest, the one main thing that everybody wants to talk about is the cut that you get on Kick. And the cut is 95 to 5. Kick will take 5% of your earnings and give you 95%. So imagine someone giving you $100 and then someone taking 5 off you and saying, well, that's your tax, mate. There's the rest. And you're like, okay, cool. I've got $95. Amazing. That's fantastic. I've got more money. That's what Kick do. Now, I know people get a bit pissy with Kick because it's mainly orientated into gambling. You can turn that off in the settings. You don't have to see any gambling stuff whatsoever. Yes, it's propped up by Stake, which is an online gambling website, but not being horrible, there's a lot of online gambling websites. This is just another one. They've got enough money in their bank to just keep rolling cash for the rest of their lives. And they pay out extra money to their streamers because they want you to stream on Kick. They use the same streaming system as Twitch. They rent the space and the servers off of Amazon, but they're willing to pay you 95% of your entire cut, which is ridiculous. So this is my final notice. As of the 13th of September 2025, the minute I sign off and say, peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, that's my last words that I will be putting on Twitch. As soon as that stream is gone, my account I'm going to put into deletion. I'm going to remove it from the internet and I never have to worry about it again. Mainly because of everything I've spoken about in this video. Now, I'm up for open discourse. So if you want to talk about this down in the comment section below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to come and talk to me live, I stream on YouTube and Kick. Come and have a chat. I'm more than happy to talk to you openly. I'm more than happy to have a chat with anybody. And if you've got concerns of streaming and you've got concerns of making videos and stuff like that, I can talk to you about that as well. Or if you just want to talk about your favorite pair of socks, don't mind either. It's all good. But at the end of the day, these are my choices, and it's all come down to the line in the sand that I drew, that if Twitch overstepped what I would say would be reasonable, then I refuse to work on a platform that treats people separately with that sort of backing. So until then, I'm going to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, and I'll catch you on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch until the 13th of September. Bye-bye for now.